That familiar sound means another Jamaica Magazine program has started. And today we take you on a journey of the making of the Overseas Examinations Commission and reinforce the importance for boys to be exposed to positive lifestyles that will shape them into caring and productive men. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Welcome.
Data from the National Road Safety Council shows that 90% of motorcyclists who die on our roads were not wearing a helmet. Don't let that be you. Wearing a helmet could save you and your pillion's life. In the event of a crash, the helmet can protect you against severe head injuries. Wearing a helmet can also help to reduce wind noise and light rays while driving. Let's work to reduce the carnage on our roads. Wear a helmet, ride safely.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, May 16, 2024. A directive has been given for an immediate reassessment of the security risk at all schools. Prime Minister Andrew Holness gave the charge to the Ministries of National Security and Education and Youth. He says this is to identify schools that are at risk and determine how to direct resources to those institutions.
We have already started to increase the number of case managers that would be available for community intervention and school interventions through the Ministry of National Security. We're going to increase the number of school resource officers, and the school resource officer program has been very effective, but from time to time, depending on the intensity of implementation, sometimes schools get resource officers and sometimes they don't.
While the reassessment is taking place, Prime Minister Holness has instructed that school administrators conduct searches to ensure weapons are not making it onto the learning institutions.
But immediately, we have discussed with the Ministry of National Security and the Ministry of Education that all schools must review their entry policy. They must review their search policy. And in particular, they must now seek to put in place measures to detect and seize weapons in schools, particularly knives and other implements that can be used to cause damage.
Mr. Holness says the increasing violence being witnessed in schools since the return of face-to-face classes after the pandemic is a social problem that cannot be addressed solely from a security response. The Prime Minister says the government will be implementing social intervention initiatives to address bullying and the recruitment of children into gangs. The National Parenting Support Commission is also expected to increase its engagement with parents to ensure their children are better able to deal with conflict and are given the tools required for peaceful resolution. Jamaica has no reported cases of life-threatening blood clots associated with the AstraZeneca vaccine. That assurance was given by the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, during yesterday's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House.
Vaccine was known to come with side effects in a very small percentage of times, and that those side effects would be most noted within 3 months of taking the vaccine. And I'm looking here on the report that there are no reports to date of any cases in Jamaica of persons, Jamaicans, suffering that side effect, that rare side effect involving the AstraZeneca.
Concerns have been raised recently about AstraZeneca after the manufacturer admitted in court that its vaccine can, in rare cases, lead to blood clots and other side effects. The drug was among several vaccines administered across the island during the COVID-19 pandemic. Adding to Minister Tufton's response, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa Mackenzie reveals that the government has not been offering AstraZeneca vaccines since July 2022 when the last doses in stock expired.
So some persons are wondering, if I had received AstraZeneca then in 2021 and early 2022, am I still going to have this possibility of these side effects? And the answer is no. The likelihood of developing those side effects, 3 days to 3 months. And as I said, the ministry still continues to collect information on persons who think they may have suffered side effects, and we investigate them to see if they are in fact related to the vaccine.
The electronic health record system is on track to be fully operational at the Spanish Town Hospital by the end of this month. This transition is expected to improve patient care coordination, enhance data accuracy, and facilitate better decision-making by healthcare providers. Spanish Town Hospital is now the third facility to implement this advanced technology as part of government's health system strengthening program.
We have completed the design and costings for approximately 8 out of our 13 facilities, and we are now in the process of procurement for an additional 3 facilities. We anticipate that by the end of September, we should have groundbreaking for 3 facilities in St. Catherine. So overall, we may have started slow with this program, but we are picking up pace.
The program manager for the Health System Strengthening Program gave that update during a recent JIS think tank session. Jamaica has now projectized the legislative process in the public sector to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of announcing and implementing laws. Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs Marlene Malahou Fort made that declaration at the recently concluded biennial conference of the Commonwealth Association of Legislative Council. It was held at the Ocean Eden Bay Hotel in Trelawney on Monday. The minister says all law reform proposals have been projectized with strict adherence to established and proven project management principles. It means each piece of legislation to be amended or developed is now treated as a project and is managed in keeping with the 5 project management phases: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closing. This process allows for greater accountability, transparency, and coordination among stakeholders. State Minister of Finance and the Public Service Xavier Main says the Jamaica Customs Agency is continuing its thrust towards modernization by investing heavily in the expansion of its digital ecosystem to provide quality service. He was speaking at the 26th Regional Conference of Customs Directors General, held from May 13 to 15 in Montego Bay.
Among these initiatives is the development of a new mobile application, JA Customs Connect, as well as the implementation of its contactless clearance system to enhance the end-user experience of customs stakeholders with the entity.
He says updated legislation is critical to the modernization of the practices and procedures guiding the customs agency.
Jamaica's new customs bill has already been tabled in Parliament, and its accompanying regulations will further enhance customs reform and support the delivery of services at the Jamaica Customs Agency.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
It has been around for over 130 years, operating as the main supervisory body for overseas examining boards for secondary and tertiary education. I'm talking about the Overseas Examinations Commission, and today we're looking at the genesis of this important entity.
The project is really about a rebirth of the organization.
We are doing our best to preserve the legacy, to preserve the history.
Over 135 years of service.
With a major focus on digital transformation.
More than 50 examining bodies supervised. 300 plus examination centers across the length and the breadth of Jamaica. A testament to the integrity, reliability, innovation, and efficiency of the Overseas Examinations Commission, OEC. This statutory body has been a staple in the Jamaican education system, administering secondary, post-secondary, and professional examinations to citizens, all in a bid to ensure that the island attains its vision of empowering Jamaicans to achieve their fullest potential. Let's take a closer look at this entity.
The Overseas Examinations Commission is the public body that has been mandated by government to administer external examinations in Jamaica. And this goes back, of course, to 1887 that we've been doing this kind of work. But it was really in the 60s that it was formalized by the government. And a committee was established called the Overseas Examinations Committee to administer the examinations. And of course, OEC has been administering a wide range of examinations.
The Overseas Examinations Commission, in its current form, had its genesis in 2005 with the OEC Act, which incorporated the old Overseas Examination Committee. By April 1, 2006, the commission was published in the Jamaica Gazette, and in February 2007, the 16 commissioners were named. However, the government saw the need to co-opt the committee, making it a statutory board under the Ministry of Education and Youth.
The Overseas Examinations Commission came into being in 1887. That was close to 140 years ago, thereabout. It's begun at the Institute of Jamaica downtown, so we do share some history with the Institute of Jamaica. The first examinations were done by students who were children of British people who at the time occupied and lived in Jamaica. Of course, over the years, there have been many developments and many changes. In 1948, the University of Cambridge examinations were first administered by the Overseas Examinations Committee. Of course, the university put a lot of resources into organizing the examinations offices in Jamaica. And then by 1957, the University of London started administering its examinations in Jamaica as well. And those exams were, of course, administered by the Overseas Examinations Committee. So most persons would be familiar with the GC, O-levels, and the A-levels. Of course, there would have been many other examinations that the Overseas Examinations Committee administered. RSA, Pittman, City and Guilds, ABE, and in later years, a wide range of professional examinations. A big change came for the Commission in 1969 when the Minister of Education established what became known as the Overseas Examinations Committee. It was not a legal body, but it had responsibility to administer the affairs of the Overseas Examinations Commission. The trustees, 3 trustees were still in place, and they were the ones who could legally sign any sort of agreement on behalf of the Overseas Examinations Committee. But later on, in 2005 into 2007, legislation was drafted to establish what became known as the Overseas Examinations Commission. So at that point, it was no longer necessary to have the trustees. And in fact, the trustees by then had all died, so that the Overseas Examinations Commission became a legal entity. This building has served us for many decades, from the 70s. We've occupied this building. And, but because of the risk involved and the fact that examination papers are clearly volatile, we have had to take the decision to construct a new facility and pretty much discontinue the use of this old building. But it has served us very well, and much as we'd like to preserve it, we are not able to do so. As a matter of fact, we were told that it's not on the Jamaica Heritage List. If it was, then we would not be able to demolish or destroy it. We have to make way for a new building, a new facility that is going to sort of put us in the digital age. The commission is made up of 16 members. Most of the members of the commission are stakeholder representatives from schools, from colleges, from the JTA. And the Minister of Education is allowed to select 4 state representatives. One of those state representatives happened to be the board chairman, and another is the vice chairman, and 2 others. But essentially, most of the members are stakeholder representatives, meaning that they're selected by the various stakeholder groups, including the Caribbean Examinations Council. So the pro-registrar, who happens to be located in Jamaica, is also a member of the commission. It's the only examining body that is actually represented on the commission.
Well, it meant that while the commission still operates independently of the government, it still receives oversight through a board of commissioners. These commissioners represent tertiary, secondary, and professional institutions, as well as other agencies in the private and public sectors who have a vested interest in the island's education system. The OEC has administered exams for over 50 secondary, post-secondary, and professional bodies. Most Jamaicans would know the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, or the General Cambridge International Exams, GCE, but the OEC also facilitates O and A levels, to name a few. The OEC administers paper-based and computer-based examinations and monitors the sitting of over 70 certifying examinations. And not only that,
so Scantron, PSI, Prometric, Pearson VUE, and those exams carry a lot of other examinations and a lot of IT-related exams. We're also a center for IELTS, and this is the exam that's accepted by a number of countries, including Australia and Canada, for purposes of immigration. Yes, because it's your language competence that's important for them as well. We have assessment examinations for entrance to the University of Cambridge, and I think University of Oxford, their MRCP exam, MRCS, is now an electronic exam. Previously we did it in written form. University of London is a part of the Pearson VUE platform. We also do ACCA, both the technician and the professional examinations. And I'm sure there are a few I'm missing. But all told, it's hundreds of examinations that are available through the Overseas Examinations Commission. We built this without help from anyone. Like we were builders, it was our project and we ran it, and I think we're very proud of what it turned out to be. And that has allowed us now to, again, sell ourselves to the market internationally as well. And then the latest major achievement is that we successfully completed the Stage 2 audit for certification as an ISO 2015-9001 organization. We're hoping to get the real word on the paper, but so far, indications, our emails and the report from our auditor suggest that we were successful. Perhaps that is a crowning moment for us.
The phrase that says, "Children live what they learn," is a call to action for parents and guardians to live upright, supporting and productive lives for children to model. With our focus on boys today, we recognize that they only have a few early years during which we can lay the foundations of good character and values that will shape their personality and determine the men they grow up to be. And fathers have a critical role to play.
Boys, they can be curious, adventurous, talented, and sometimes a bit shy. They never refuse the opportunity to play, noisy most times, and bold. Overall, they are just boys being boys.
Welcome to Boys Day at George Henley Primary School.
Boys Day is a yearly activity for the school. It provides an exclusive environment for one-on-one time between fathers and sons, and even for fathers to reconnect with each other.
It's a wonderful thing, and I try to be here every year. I mean, I'm coming from work now, so yes, I want to sleep a bit, but I still have to come.
It's a joyous occasion. I love him to be here with me all the time. I always want him to be with me, and I hope he can be there again.
I grew up not knowing my father, even to this day, in a society where the fathers are ever absent more often of the time. So it's important that we as men, we try to be at occasions or events where our boys will benefit and we can be there where we can, have some fun and just relax a bit.
According to Jason, the event over the years has fostered a closer relationship and greater respect for him from his sons, having an older son who also went to the school.
There's a great appreciation. They see that we are dedicated to their growth and development, and we just want to be a part of their lives all the step of the way. That's what I see, and I love that.
At George Headley Primary, the administrators believe it's important to expose our boys to information and activities that will help them become caring, confident, and responsible men.
We want you to go away learning something and putting whatever it is that you have learned into practice, because we want our boys to be real men of tomorrow.
The theme for the day was Good Boys, Better Men, Great Society.
Boys, I want to encourage you that if you really want to be a good boy and continue being a good boy, you have to be careful of a few things. So be careful of what you listen to, be careful of what you look at, and this is the third one, be careful of what you speak.
To become better men for a great society, the boys were also encouraged to take on leading roles when they get older, such as being a provider and protector for their family.
Are you willing to become a better man by working? I don't want you to sit on the corner. I don't want you to be smoking ganja and taking drugs and affecting your life. I want you to be a better man, and in that way, you can contribute to building the society.
With the lecture out of the way, the boys were all too eager to explore the different activities. In the spa room, they were treated to haircuts and mani and pedicures.
This is my very first experience, and I feel like this is very amazing. And my first time, this is one of the best things I've ever done. Trust me.
I feel very appreciated to be a boy, and I wish that my day couldn't be any better.
It feels good, really good.
It was a proud moment for the professionals who volunteered their time.
It's my first time celebrating with them. It's my privilege, however, to come out and give the boys a nice little grooming to let them feel special.
It's a good gesture, you know, because in this time of ages, we seem to losing the boys, so we need something like this to make them feel appreciated, that they can grow to be a better man for the community and society.
It was a very close competition for 5 teams of father and son as they demonstrated how well they know each other. At the end, it was a tie for Team Gilchrist and Team Powell, with both getting all 5 questions right.
You know, I have 3 sons that live here already, and we all involved in things like over the years. We participate in a lot of things together. We band, we play sports together, we compete a lot in football, track and field together. We go to a lot of things together.
To be honest, it's a bond from birth. You understand me? So it's natural, because being that he's been around me since he was born. He sees what I see, he sleeps when I sleep, he eats when I eat most of the time, so it's something that's basically just comes natural for me.
It was also a proud moment for little Dominic, whose father helped him win the kite competition.
It's my only boy, so you know the feeling is great, being here with him, enjoying the day with him.
And it was a day well spent for the boys, experiencing the positive attributes of a father and getting the tools to model that in their adult years.
I just want to say, Judge and me need to continue moving this way and move strong, because this will do a lot for the rest of the boys in the different generations.
The school has been doing a great thing for over years, and I am so happy that I am one of them now that is here and can be participating in the activities.
Data from the Fatherless Boys Foundation indicates that the psychological effects of childhood experiences can have an outsized impact on who children become later in life. Listed among the psychological impacts of growing up without a father are that boys are more likely to be aggressive, depressed, have low self-esteem, and do poorly in schools. Boys are also more likely to be incarcerated, use drugs, and commit suicide. So how can fathers prevent these outcomes?
It's very important so the fathers can get to know more about their son, what they like, what they hate. If they're bad about anything, they can just talk to their father about it.
The best part to do is to constantly keep them motivated, constantly be encouraging them to do what is good, what is right, you understand, and these are the activities that does that.
Whether it's your son, your daughter, or whatever, but try to be there because it's an uplifting feeling and it gives them courage and it gives them strength.
Don't run them, don't shun them, just be involved with them, be around.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll bring you another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via X at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.